Libreville is the political and administrative capital of Gabon, and home to about half of the country's inhabitants. Its population growth is rapid and its development rather disordered. Urban infrastructure is not keeping pace with new construction developments. Located on the estuary of Gabon on the northwest coast of the country, Libreville is the capital of the Estuaire province. Libreville is surrounded by a huge forest and is regularly beset by large floods, especially during the rainy season. Libreville is the largest city and capital of Gabon, a small country on the western coast of Africa. In 2005 its population was 578,156. It is a tropical city that has a port on the Como River. The city is the trading center for the nation of Gabon. Timber, the country's most important export, comes through the Libreville port, down the Como River and then into Gulf of Guinea. The official language in Libreville is French due to its previous colonization by France. Before the French acquired the land in 1839, Libreville was populated by the oldest indigenous ethnic group in Gabon, the Mpongwe, who had inhabited the area for about 2,000 years. In 1839 French traders first acquired control of a coastal strip that now includes the city. In 1846 the French Navy captured El Elysia, a Brazilian ship carrying slaves for sale near Longo in present-day Angola. The slaves were freed in Gabon and in 1848 they founded the city of Libreville, which literally meant free town, naming it as the symbol of their own liberation. As the French colonial presence grew in Central Africa they declared Libreville the capital of their largest colony in the region, French Equatorial Africa in 1888. It remained the capital until 1904. Libreville also served as the chief port of the colony from 1934 to 1946 and was the central objective in the Battle of Gabon in 1940, which pitted colonial supporters of Vichy, France against those who allied with the Free French under General Charles de Gaulle. When Gabon gained its independence from France on August 17, 1960, Libreville was declared the capital. The city had grown slowly under French colonial administration and at the time of independence had a population of 32,000. Since its independence, Libreville has grown exponentially. It is the home of the nation's shipbuilding, brewing, and lumber industries. It also exports wood, rubber, and cocoa through its port. Libreville is now the education center in Gabon and serves as the home of a number of schools, libraries, and research facilities and Omar Bongo University, which has served as the national university since 1970. With almost 600,000 people, Libreville now has nearly half the population of Gabon. Libreville International Airport, located 8 miles north of the city, is the largest airport in Gabon. The vibrant, muscular heart of Gabon, Libreville is the largest city and home to over a third of Gabon's population. It's also a city awash in oil money. Pavements, clean streets, smart restaurants, and vast gated villas are the first impressions of the town. But stay a little longer and you'll easily discover Libreville's essentially African heart. Libreville is city and capital of Gabon, located on the north shore of the Gabon estuary, which empties into the Gulf of Guinea. It is built on a succession of hills overlooking a well-sheltered port. The former European sector, modern in appearance and the site of the principal administrative and commercial buildings, climbs a plateau that rises from the sea. Traditional African villages partially surround this community, ending at the estuary. The international airport is 7 miles, 11 kilometers, north, and a growing system of roads links the city with towns in the interior. Mpongwe, people first settled the estuary after the 16th century, followed by the Fang, who had migrated south from the Cameroon area, in the 19th century. Fort d'Amélie was built by the French in 1843 on the estuary's north bank, and a Catholic mission was founded a year later. In 1849 a settlement of formerly enslaved people from the ship Elysia and a group of Pongwe villages were given the name Libreville, meaning Freetown. In 1850 the French abandoned their fort and resettled on the plateau that is now the site of the administrative and commercial sector. Between 1860 and 1874, the British, Germans, and Americans established businesses in Libreville, which from 1888 to 1904 was the capital of French Equatorial Africa. Although second to Port-Gentil as a port and economic center, Libreville is well industrialized and is the educational center for Gabon. It is the site of the Omar Bongo University, 1970, a library, 1960, and research institutes for tropical agriculture and livestock, geology and mining, and forestry. A modern hospital, Roman Catholic and Protestant churches, and a mosque also serve the community. Industrial development caused the population to more than double in the 1960s. Both Libreville and the new deep-water port at Owendu, 9 miles, 14.5 kilometers, south-southeast, handle regional exports. Lumber has long been the major export, okame wood, ebony, walnut, mahogany, but cocoa, rubber, and palm products also are shipped overseas. Libreville's industries include sawmills, plywood and cloth printing factories, and brewing, milling of flour, and shipbuilding. Oil was discovered offshore north of the city, and an experimental rice project began in the 1970s at Ekok, 26 miles, 42 kilometers, east-northeast. The city saw widespread rioting and political unrest in 1990. Libreville is the capital and largest city of Gabon. Occupying 65 square kilometers, 25 square miles, in the northwestern province of Estuaire, Libreville is a port on the Como River, near the Gulf of Guinea. As of the 2013 census, its population was 703,904. The area has been inhabited by the Mpongwe people since before the French acquired the land in 1839. It was later an American Christian mission, and a slave resettlement site, before becoming the chief port of the colony of French Equatorial Africa. By the time of Gabonese independence in 1960, the city was a trading post and minor administrative center with a population of 32,000. Since 1960, Libreville has grown rapidly and now is home to one-third of the national population. From north to south, major districts of the city are the residential area Badiri 4, Quartier-Louis, known for its nightlife, Montpoet, and Nambekili, busy commercial areas, Glass, the first European settlement in Gabon, Olomi, a major industrial area, and La, a residential area. The city's port and train station on the Trans-Gabon railway line to Franceville lie in Owendu, south of the main built-up area. Inland from these districts lie poorer residential areas. Northwest of Equatorial Guinea is where the city stands, labeling the city as a part of Northwest Gabon. In terms of the country's surrounding boundaries, north is Cameroon, east is Congo, and southeast is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It also rides the shores of the South Atlantic Ocean, which is on the country's west coast for reference. Additionally, in terms of aquatic geography, the Como River passes through the city and empties into the ocean. The Como River also stands as a potential hydroelectric source of power for the city, which could generate supportive amounts of energy and power. Several city districts provide distinct and separate benefits throughout the city as well. In terms of nightlife, the Quartier-Louis sector is most renowned. One of this zone's sides includes the coast, and this heavily influences the possible activities available in the area. Commercial areas within Libreville are housed in the Montpoet and Nambekili districts, which feature several shopping centers and stations selling purchasable goods. Olomi contains much of the city's industry, integrating production separately from the districts that focus upon other aspects. Finally, La and Badiri 4 are residential and housing sectors, where much of the populace resides. Lyon Mba International Airport is the largest airport in Gabon and is located around 11 kilometers, 6.8 miles, north of the city. National taxis operate around the city. Each district has a color for its taxis and Libreville's is red. The National Society of Transport, SOGATRA, launched new taxis that operate on a counter system in 2014. The Gabon Transport Company operates a bus service to all districts of Libreville. The Omar Bongo University was founded in 1970. There are several high-end international schools in Libreville, including American International School of Libreville, American Curriculum. Lycée Blaise Pascal de Libreville, French Curriculum. International School of Gabon Robin Verde, IB Curriculum. Among the places of worship, they are predominantly Christian churches and temples: Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Libreville, Catholic Church, Église de l'Alliance Chrétienne et Missionnaire du Gabon, Alliance World Fellowship, Assemblies of God, Evangelical Church of Gabon. There are also Muslim mosques. Libreville is one of several African cities where French is truly becoming a native language, with some local features. The city is home to a shipbuilding industry, brewing industry, and sawmills. The city exports raw materials such as wood, rubber, and cocoa from the city's main port, and the deep water port at Owendu. Gabon Airlines has its headquarters in Libreville. Prior to their dissolutions, both Air Gabon and Gabon Express were headquartered on the grounds of Libreville International Airport. The French Army's 6th Marine Infantry Battalion is based in the north of the city. Notable residents from Libreville: Naj Noel Ngo Obiang, writer and economist. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, footballer who plays for Olympique de Marseille and the Gabon team. Daniel Cousin, footballer who played for Larissa FC and the Gabon national team. Marcel Lefebvre, traditionalist Roman Catholic bishop, served as a missionary in Libreville. Leon Mba, first Prime Minister and first President of Gabon. Anthony Obame, Olympic silver medalist in the men's taekwondo 80 plus kg at the 2012 Summer Olympics. Charles Chin, honorary consul for the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Gabon. Chris Silva, professional basketball player for the Miami Heat. Simone Saint-Denis, trade union leader. Libreville is the capital city of Gabon and is home to a third of the country's population. Whether you've got a day here while traveling around Gabon, or are here for a work trip, check out the top things to do in Libreville to experience the best the city has to offer. It is not a touristy place, but we found it quite pleasant, and there are enough things to do to keep you occupied for a few days, although you could do most of the things below in one day, with a private driver plus packed schedule. If you do a quick search on Google, you'll notice that most hotels, bars, and restaurants in Libreville, and Gabon in general, are just rated 3 stars. I was a little skeptical about what we would do, but having visited and experienced everything from mask shopping to chocolate tasting, I am now convinced Libreville is worth a stopover. Judge for yourself once you explore what the city has to offer. We walked around the city during the day, fitting in most of the activities over 2 days. Occasionally, we took taxis to go further distances. The city in general feels safe and is quite calm, but we were recommended to take taxis at night. While in Libreville, it is easy to flag down a taxi. Most taxis are shared, but you can say encores, and you can pay them enough to take you directly to your destination. Taxis don't really slow down and have a conversation with you. They roll by slowly and you are expected to yell out your destination and the price. On our first couple of rides, I would ask the driver how much and he would turn around and tell me it was up to me to decide. I'd say budget around 3,000 for a 10-minute ride and add or subtract based on that. The National Museum of Arts, Rites, and Traditions of Gabon is the top thing to do in Libreville. It's definitely worth visiting if you are interested in learning about the culture and history of Gabon. The museum is dedicated to preserving and showcasing the traditional arts, crafts, and customs of the Gabonese people. The larger of the 2 artist markets, at the Village de Artisans, you'll likely be the only tourists. There are masks, fabric, wooden sculptures, and more, not only from Gabon but from neighboring countries as well. You can visit St. Michael's Catholic Church, an important landmark and one of the most recognizable buildings in Libreville. You can take a look inside. La Baie de Royce is a newly opened, and still being constructed, seaside development. When we visited some stalls, bars, and restaurants along the promenade had opened, and others seemed to be preparing to open in the near future. The Steel of Liberty is an iconic statue in Libreville. It's hard to get close up since it's right opposite the heavily guarded presidential building/Palace. You can walk by, but you will be stopped if you try to take picture. Unless you're sneaky and take one from the back of the cab as I did. The status is a slave half man half woman, freeing themselves from their chains. Named for the freed slaves that helped build the port town, Libreville has grown into an elegant and wealthy capital city since Gabon gained independence in 1960. The seafront boulevard is lined with expensive hotels and stores, while the Lewis Quarter is known for its stylish clubs, restaurants, and bars. Point Denis, accessible by a short boat ride, is a resort island with some of the area's best beaches. The Sibang Arboretum, just outside the city, showcases the country's unique flora. Thank you for watching this video.